Next week in Sharm el-Sheikh, 50 countries will be meeting of the Arab League and of the European Union. For the first time at summit level, the leaders will be there. This is an idea that's been around for a long, long time, for 20 years and more, but has never happened before, for all sorts of reasons. Anyway, it's happening now, and it's pretty significant given the agenda that they have ahead of them. On the European side, of course, there is great concern for better cooperation on migration and indeed on counter-terror, which has come back into focus with the military defeat of Daesh in Syria, and people worried now about underground activities, sleeper cells and the rest. And there's a lot of other issues on the agenda too as regards regional conflicts. It's not sure that the summit will be able to make much difference in many of them because the Russians are not there, the Americans are not there, and the Iranians, the Turks, and so on. But there could be a good push, perhaps, for the fragile hopes that the international community has in Yemen, where there does now seem to be a process, albeit a very embryonic one, leading perhaps to peace later in the year. And also there's going to be a push for supporting the two-state solution in Israel-Palestine. That's important because the Americans, of course, have been talking about a new peace plan for quite some time and have been trying to cajole the Palestinians to get on board. Palestinians don't want that, made it very clear that they want to stick with the two-state solution. The European Union position is also pretty clear as far as that is concerned. So perhaps it will be possible to do something constructive there in the Middle East. And there is the economy. The economies of North Africa are struggling still, not least in Egypt itself, which is now 100 million people and requires more investment and so on. So better cooperation between the EU banks, private sector, public sector, and the financial institutions of Saudi Arabia and the Gulf could also be foreseen. At the moment, the preparations are having some difficult times. The foreign ministers met a couple of weeks ago, could not agree a joint statement. But there's expected to be a big push from Egypt. This summit really matters to President Sisi. He has some very difficult debates going on at home at the moment, and he's getting quite a bit of criticism for that. But I think in his best interest, he would want very much to be appearing on the world stage as an influential leader. Egypt, of course, has been in the doldrums for some years following the Arab Spring, and he's very keen to reposition Egypt in its traditional place as the center of the region. So one would hope, since Egypt is the host and since Egypt takes the lead on this, that they would do everything they can to make sure that a good summit takes place, that they get a good declaration. And without that, it would be very difficult to see that there will be a good turnout on the European side, because whilst Sharm el-Sheikh is well known for its great attractions of sunshine and so forth, sunshine and photo opportunities are not enough to attract leaders at that level unless there's something substantial to discuss. So it's up in the air a bit at the moment. We'll see if it's going to achieve success. If nothing else, it is the first time this has ever happened. As I said, it was conspicuous by its absence. That alone means it's got something going for it. But absent substance, there is a risk of failure. We must hope that it does not fail.